Welcome you guys back into my nice beautiful video, but today's topic is making sure that you're growing. Making sure that you're understanding how I live my life. You have to understand every single day that when I'm really, let's say, dwelling upon a better life for myself, I have to make sure I'm communicating better with people so that I can go and be nicer throughout the world, and so that I can also go and public speak in front of people and do what I want to do every single day to focus upon something better for myself. So when I'm really, let's say, enjoying my life all the time, you must enjoy yourself even more. You must understand every single day that whenever I do something to make sure I'm helping people, I go on a nice beautiful life coaching video, and then I start to help people with different communicational aspects every single day to make sure that you prosper, and so that I can make sure that I prosper in the process of everything. Because what I do in my 1 hour videos and 3 hour videos and more is I make sure every single day that when I'm teaching anything about life, in terms of life coaching in front of people or just with I in this video, I make sure to give you the most ideas I can so that I can go and give myself those ideas. Because what happens is, suddenly I may give you all these ideas, but then another idea pops up all of a sudden and I give you the idea straight away. And then what happens is I apply it like that. But the more I go and give you these ideas, the more richer I get. You understand? Because I am somebody who's a better version than myself. So no matter what you have, you have to understand I'm always better than everything. You understand? I'm always doing better than who I am. I promise you now, who I am is the word I. You are also the word I. You have to know that in terms of I only. You have to understand that when I grow, I make sure I'm always developing my heart. I'm always making sure that I go and sleep and push myself with my communicational skills in terms of my words. I make sure I push my communicational words to do stuff throughout the day. So I focus upon understanding on how to communicate with myself and people all day long much better. You understand? Because what happens is I never talk to people online anymore. Guess what? I can talk to people online. I just choose to never talk to people online because I have something else to do. Understand? I have a better career, and what happens is, I understand every single day I have to focus upon understanding. Now I have to push myself to do music production. I have to push myself to write more. I have to push myself to do these videos. I have to push myself to travel around the world. I have to push myself to get a family and to have a family and to have a wife and kids. I have to have much more now. I have to go and push myself to have $1 million in my bank account. I have to make sure every single day that you understand this, that those people who are never communicating more only ever amount to the plastic money they have. So if you have $1,000 in plastic money, but you are unaware about how to communicate, you're actually going to believe that $1,000 is your plastic in terms of your confidence. I promise you now, yes. I promise you, in a way, you must understand that what you have in terms of plastic money is your confidence. But guess what? You are something better than that also. You understand? I promise you, that's just one part of the equation. You understand? I promise you now, with your plastic money equation, confidence, I promise you now, whatever you have in your bank account right now in terms of plastic money is your actual confidence about plastic money. I promise you. I promise you, if you find yourself with $2 in your bank account right now, I promise you, that's because that is your confidence about finance. I promise you, how else does people who have millions of dollars and billions of dollars have confidence like that? They are doing something to make sure that they can have that. In a sense, so you have to boost your confidence or boost your knowledge to be able to get all that money. But guess what? There's another side to you. You have to understand that there is many aspects of life that you are confident about already. You are confident about life because you're still living life. You are confident that you have hair. You are confident that you can have a roof over your head today. You are confident that you have a 9-to-5 job. You are confident that you have a family member near you. You are confident about other aspects of life. You understand? But maybe plastic money is just something that you're just never confident about right now. You understand? But you are confident about plastic money to a certain extent of how much you have in plastic money. And that's it. You understand? Because the more you have in plastic money, the more confident you get. I promise you now, every single day, you must understand that when I go and look at my bank balance and what I have today, I promise you, it's more that I look at the nice, beautiful knowledge I've given you. I promise you, when you go around teaching people more content about life and helping them to go and really thrive throughout life to make sure that they're communicating better and that you're giving all these ideas, you have to understand that money and everything in life never limits I. I am never limiting I. I'm always using the word I so that I can go and attract anything I ever want, because the word I creates everything. You understand? Now, how do I create money in my life? How do I make sure that every single day that I have what I need to succeed? Now, every single day I focus upon clear pathways where I can go and teach you first something about life, but making sure I'm healthy in the process and making sure I'm traveling the world. You understand? That's it. If you can just focus on that, now you can do anything. Watch now every single day, focus upon understanding to bunch up all these nice beautiful ideas in a video and then go and give it every single day so that people can go and deliver a better way of life. So every single day I focus upon giving you the best knowledge on the planet, but I make sure every single day I'm doing my synonyms every single day. I'm focusing upon every single day that I understand that the word I is everything. So I understand either way that nothing is lacking in my life. I understand because I understand everything is the word I. I mean, what's happening in your life today, I already understand it's the word I. I understand the word I in your life is happening today. I mean, that's your whole story. I mean, what is your story? Your story is the word I. I understand you already. I understand who you are. I'm pretty sure, although you may have been in a different background and you have all this information to give me. I already understand that all you have to give me is the word I. Pretty sure that's it. I have only the word I to give you. Pretty sure I have nothing else to give you except the word I. Pretty sure now, every single day that when I really go and deliver my word I, pretty sure it's the richest aspect of life, because without I mean, I then can do nothing. You understand? Right now, I can do anything with the word I, because I still have the word I. Right now, every single day, I focus upon understanding that my communicational skills must lift regardless of what's going on. But making sure you understand that when you're really, let's say, a vegan, and when you're understanding how to do veganism and how to lose weight and how to understand how to maintain your weight and become a vegan and maintain vegan, and you're also maintaining veganism in the process, you have to understand it's a great ability to have. Because what happens with vegan people is you get more energy and you never have to cook. You never have to toast food. You never need a refrigerator. You never need to go to restaurants. You never need to go to other people's diet plans. You never need to go do anything other than veganism. And guess what? You just do you while you're doing everything. And then guess what happens? You're going to understand, you're going to prosper with energy. You're going to have all the energy and all the calories and all the nice, beautiful way of saying energy in terms of proteins that you need to succeed, with all the minerals and fibers. You understand? I understand that what's important is understand that you go and drink some water before some nice beautiful life coaching event that you have in terms of a video or in front of people. I love life so much to understand every single day. I'm always focusing now on traveling now around Australia much more, because what happens now is I have, let's say, 6 years in the making, because there's no 9-to-5 job in my life for the next 6 years. You understand? Because how? I understand because I'm always making sure that I'm receiving much more than I intend to receive. And then I make sure every single day that I focus upon understanding that it's because of my habits that I can go and do this. I understand? I make sure because of my habits, I can go and really deliver information necessary every single day. They have to understand that sometimes you have to receive government handouts to succeed. You understand? Because every single day when you're living life, you have to understand throughout time and throughout the next 6 years, you can still receive government handouts and you can use the government's money to succeed. Now, they're giving you the money. Apparently it's legal money, and then and guess what? They're never ever going to put you in jail for anything. I love that. Now, if you understand that if you're stealing money from people and you're doing it on black, in terms of you're doing it legally, you have to understand, although you have to be upfront about it, you have to understand to start moving away from illegal money, in a sense. So make sure you understand that I never want you to go make I never want you to go making $50 million and $1 billion doing it with drugs illegally, because then guess what happens? I mean, then they put you in jail for 50 years. You understand? Watch now, every single day focus upon understanding that you have to be fair throughout life. You have to understand that when you're fair, you have to understand that you have to go and do what you need to do to succeed. You understand? So go and do something that's going to help you succeed every single day. So my way of succeeding every single day is doing a video about my life every single day, and then making sure I'm giving all those ideas that have been in my mindset for the past 24 hours every single day. And then I focus upon doing some more coaching videos and doing some nice beautiful music production, because I feel every single day that if I never do what I love to do, then I have to do something that I hate. You understand? I never hate anything, but I understand every single day that I only do what I love. You understand? I only ever do what I love. I understand that what I love is I only. Now, that's everything. And now, if you understand that I'm always going back to the I to be able to communicate, and then I'm always giving those ideas upon how to build your communicational skills in different ways, but I'm never limiting myself because I have the word I. You understand? Because every single time I'm always making sure, I understand, because every single time I'm making sure that no matter what, that my word I is everything in life. I understand every single time I'm always lifting my communicational skills so I can go and find new ideas and new tactics and new ways of dealing with life every single day, so I can motivate you and so I can inspire you every single day to go and really convince yourself of greater success daily. Because those people who are, let's say, much more successful are the ones communicating more. So when you're understanding communicational skills every single day, it's more about mindset than anything else. Now, if you understand how to motivate yourself daily with your own words, now you can do anything. Now, every single day, Focus upon that. Focus upon understanding that you have to motivate yourself. You are the car. You are the driver. You are the main character in your film. You have to understand every single day that if you just go and really understand how to lift yourself throughout your life, nothing can stop you. You have to understand every single day. Learn to focus upon yourself more than other people, and understand that I never focus on other people anymore, because I understand I just see the word I only. You are the word I to me. Now, if you're going over there with a beautiful woman or whatever, now, guess what? I'm always looking at the word I. I said, that's word I, that's word I. I see I over there. I see, you have a nice beautiful Ferrari. I see that's my I over there. I'm focusing on I more than your Ferrari. I'm focusing on I more than your wife and more than how much sex you're having. I'm focusing on I more than everything, because I come back to the I. You understand? I know my word I. Unfortunately, that's why I come back to the word I. Unfortunately, now, every time I go and deliver that word I everywhere, I'm unstoppable. Nobody can stop me. Nobody can stop the individual I am, because I'm always the word I. Unfortunately, now, every single time I'm understanding that no matter what, you sometimes have to study online something that you want to do, and you have to give people money so that you can get into your nice, beautiful fashion of learning, so you can understand that sometimes you have to get into depth to get out of depth. I love that. Unfortunately, if you understand every single day that I have no depth around me anymore, you understand? Because why? Because I'm the word I only. I promise you, every single day, I understand that every single day, that when you're really lifting people and you're lifting yourself into greatness, you're going to understand that every single day you must go and find the quality within you to succeed daily, because you do have it right now. But I understand every single day that it's more about communicational skills today than ever before. So if you want to go in front of people and you want to lead people and you want to be a leader in front of people and you want 50 million people to watch you on stage and more, guess what? You have to learn how to communicate. You have to learn how to communicate with words. You have to speak those words out. You have to go and every single day, you have to read synonyms. You have to read synonyms and antonyms, and then you go and connect the words together and you say, good is goodness, and goodness is confidence, and confidence is this. You understand? Every single day, there's 200,000 words and more in English. You have to connect them all together in different ways. You understand? Because you have to expand your context. You have to understand every single day, your context is the word I only. Now, if you just go and expand your word I every single day, you'll find different ways to do action, and then you'll understand you're successful, you're famous, you have everything you ever want. It's just that simple. If you want to attract something of a life for yourself, the word I is that. Now, every single book that is ever made is just the word I. That's how you simplify all that knowledge into decades and into whatever, into the word I. If you understand that, now, every single day, what is the one word? What is the one word of life? It's the word I. Understand? I is the one word of life. There's nothing else that you have to understand in this lifetime except the word I. Now, if you understand every single day, that is what makes you smarter, and that's what makes you a millionaire and a billionaire. You have to understand that's the golden key. I've just gave it to you. You understand? Now, if you understand, that's how I really become everything. I achieve it with the word I. That's it. There's nothing else. Look at my Instagram. It just says I. In my nice, beautiful highlights, I. I is everything. You understand? I. When I understand I never die, man. You can never take it away from me. Jesus Christ says, never cut the I out. I love you. Now, every single day, focus upon understanding that I love you. You understand? I have a dream every single day that I'm always going to succeed more. I'm always making sure that no matter what, I'm coming back to the I, because you have to apply information, you have to get into the present moment, you have to speak more and more and more. So every day, find yourself speaking more in a journal, and find yourself documenting yourself much more often, because it's much more worth it that you go and be doing you in a way that you can document yourself in your life much more. Understand? Because if you have nothing to do, go and really do much more on video camera then, and go and do much more on, go and do much more in your music production and in terms of life. Be doing some courses around you, and be making sure you're doing that all day long. If you have nothing else to do, do your courses, do your passion all day long. Understand? That's the only way to live your life, because I'd rather live my life by myself in I than with other people over there who are playing the billiard table. I'd rather do this, man. You understand? Because every single day I focus upon understanding that there is a greater life for me. There's a greater life and greater aspect that you can achieve every single day, and I believe in that. I believe that there is a greater life because I understand the word I. Understand? I promise you, every single day Jesus Christ tells you can achieve anything. Understand? If you understand that, focus upon understanding on how to lift yourself every single day with Jesus Christ. Go and understand every single day to focus on the word I, and then understand every single day that you're always going to deliver better content. You're always going to make sure that you can travel the world. You have to understand you have to go to Rome, you have to go to Greece, you have to go to all these places that you've never been to, because I want you to experience something. But I want you to go there because you're going to teach people. I want you to go there because you're going to teach people something. And now if you're teaching people online while you're doing it, you can go and do it. I mean, you never have to be in you never have to be in front of an audience to be able to travel the world. You understand? I promise you, although you have to understand that sometimes you can also grab real estate for yourself and you can just go because you have money and you can just go on your own without people. You understand? Well, you can do that. But what's amazing is just understanding that people are never going to follow you. You understand? Or they're going to follow the word I. Or now they follow everybody. People follow everybody. But those people who are showing more success than everybody else are the ones that people follow. That's it. If you have more success than everybody else, that's how people follow you. Now, if you understand how to achieve that, you have to do more with the word I, and then you understand every single day I'm always using the word I in my sentences and in my words and in my full stops and everything. Understand? Every single life form and every single cell and everything that I describe in life is the word I. Now, I only see the word I today. I mean, what is I? I. I mean, what else can I be? I mean, I is everything. I mean, I focus on I all the time. I focus on I. I is who I am. I focus on I, and there's nothing that's going to stop me. I approach it. Now, every single day, I focus on just that, and then I teach you about that. I teach you about manifesting your dreams, because this is what a spiritual teacher does. This is what life coaching is. This is the best knowledge in the planet that you're ever going to get from anybody, because I'm teaching you that best aspect of life, which is the word I. Now, there's nothing else that you have to achieve except the word I. I mean, if you can just speak the word I today, you can do anything. I mean, you have to understand that there is no amount of money in the world that can speak your I for you. I mean, you're the only one that can say, I love you. I mean, if you can just say, I love you all day long, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, you succeed and you achieve everything. That's it. That's it. I love you, I love you, I love you. I mean, that's it. I is the first letter. I mean, guess what? I mean, I is the first word and the first number and the first abbreviation and the first symbol. And it's the first face in the world, and it's the first nose and the first tree and the first everything. I mean, you have to understand every single day you can create anything with the word I. But if you just use it, if you just use the word of the I love you. Use it. I'm always coming back to the I again. Do you hear it? You can understand I again. Every single day I'm coming back to the word I to communicate, because that's how I understand how to communicate better. I promise you every single day that my one rule is understand, never cut the I out. Just like Jesus Christ. Never cut the I out. If you understand that if anybody is speaking without the word I love you, that means they're speaking hate. You understand? They're speaking resentment and they're denying themselves. Never deny yourself, because you're the word I. So use the word I. But other people never even use the word I. Why? Why? You just have to say I. It's so simple. It's so simple, but people are unaware of the word I. I'm aware of the word I. I'm aware of it, so I come back to it all the time, and I'm making sure I'm always giving you the word I, so I can communicate better in my word I understand the word I use it again and again and again with the word I finish off the sentence with the I start with the I finish with the I again. I'm always starting and finishing with the I, because the bracket in between the I is the I again. I is the only word. You understand? There's nothing else you have to achieve except the word I. If you understand that all you have is you in life, now that's it. If you understand that, you can now understand how to lead people. You can then understand how to really teach people. Instead, there's nothing else that you own in this world except for the word I. The only aspect of life you ever own is yourself in terms of the word I. There's nothing else that you have to know except the word I. And that's how I really achieve everything. I achieve my life. I achieve my dreams. Now I am really, really much better looking than ever before. Now I'm much more of a man, because I understand my word I. Many guys are going around and doing everything, but guess what? I realize they're losers. They're losing in life. You understand? They may have 50,000 women around them, but guess what? They're just chasing them, and they're little boys, man. Little boys. Now, guess what? Every single day, focus on understanding. You have to be a man. You have to be understanding that you have to be an adult. You understand? You have to be a baby as well. But I understand every single day I'm the word I only. I understand every single day that many people around me are lost completely, and they have no idea who they are. They have no idea. So what I do is I just go around people now. I make all the money, and I just go and really, really tell them, you're the word I, man. You're the word I too. That's it. That's what you came for. You came for me to say you're the word I. Now you have to understand. You have to understand me. You have to pick up the awareness of that. You have to pick up the awareness that you are the word I. You have to then use it. You have to use it every single day. You have to use that word I. You have to speak it. How did you say apple? How did you say all these words in life? You had to speak it. You have to speak the word I. I'm speaking the word I this whole time in this video, I understand because I understand I come back to it again and again and again, and I just use other words with the word I, but I understand I'm the word I only. I'm never other words except the word I. I understand that's how I communicate. I mean, that's the power of communication. I mean, every single day, if you understand how to really, really dwell upon your life, and you're going to give ideas, and then you're going to push yourself all day long. You're going to sleep when you have to sleep. You're going to go and do what you need to do every single day to make sure you're successful. I mean, if it's expensive for you, I mean, make sure it's never expensive for you in the first place. I mean, make sure you go and never ever do expensive in life. I mean, never go and do what's expensive. I mean, understand? But if you want to create something expensive, you can now do it. You can now do something expensive. I mean, this video that I'm creating here is expensive. I promise you. I put so much music content in terms of my music. I put so many sound effects and so much into my music, you understand? Because I make it expensive for you to listen to. I understand? Because if there's only one piano playing, obviously that's expensive, but why not place a violin on top of the piano? I mean, why not place a vocal on top of the violin and the piano? I mean, make it more expensive, you understand? I mean, make it more value. So I'm always packing value in all my videos. I'm always packing value now in all my music production because I have the next 72 years. I have a long time to go with my music production, but thank God I'm in this nice, beautiful position where I've just done a 10-hour music track, and you have to understand it's amazing. You have to understand every single day I'm really, really grateful to be able to be making 10-hour music tracks. You understand? Because people just go around making 10-minute music tracks. I make 10 hours of work. I mean, I'm like Mozart, but different in terms of I only. I understand because every single day, that when I really, really go and make all this nice, beautiful music, and it's so long, you have to understand how much I learned in that long process. I promise you, when you're making a 10-hour music track, comparing it to a 3-minute one, I mean, you're going to learn so much more making a 10-hour long music track than you will a 3-minute one. You understand? You learn so much more in the process of a 10-hour long journey of music that you're making in one. You understand? So I make my nice, beautiful music in 1-hour blocks, and then I change it up. You understand? And I show you all the frequencies. I try to show you all the frequencies and all the sound effects I can produce in that nice, beautiful 10 hours. And that's it. I mean, you understand? But when they're doing 3-hour music in terms of, when they're doing 3-minute music, I mean, they're trying to show you a little bit of sound effects here and there. I mean, a little bit of skills here and there. I mean, that's a little bit of skills. I mean, 3-minute skills. I give you 10-hour skills. I mean, I give you 10 hours of skills, man. And there's a big difference. You understand? Because in that 10 hours, I get to fit in everything I ever want in the track. I have this big imagination. I have to make 10-hour music to be able to show you what I really mean, while they have to make 3-hour music. I mean, they have to make 3-minute music to show you what they mean. I mean, who's better? I mean, would you rather go with 3-minute music, or would you rather go with 10-hour long music? I mean, you have to be the 10-hour long music. You have to go long. You understand? I mean, if you only want to be a 3-minute man, you want to live life for 3 minutes, or do you want to live life for 10 hours? I mean, you have to live life for 10 hours, man. I mean, come on. I mean, every single day, you must understand that if you go and really, really dwell upon something better, I mean, guess what? I mean, every single time now, I'm always much more grateful because there's nothing stopping me now. I mean, there's nothing even close to me. You understand? I mean, I'm just at the top of my game. I'm just really, really I'm laughing it out in a better way. But guess what? I mean, if you really want to laugh, I mean, guess how Jesus laughs today? Actually, Jesus laughs by talking to you. Actually, that's it. Actually, that's how Jesus laughs. I mean, you never hear Jesus Christ saying, ha, 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 ha. You never hear him say that. You never hear him, I mean, why? Because as soon as you say, ha, 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 actually, it sounds evil, man. You know what I mean, you say? I mean, if you say, I am, ha, 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 ha. I mean, you can say that. You have to say, I am, ha, 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 ha. I mean, why? Because the I is first. You have to say, I, ha, 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 ha. I, ha, 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 I. I is how I laugh. They're saying I, it's everything. I mean, now you can laugh. You can laugh with the I only. I, ha, ha, ha. I understand. I start with I first, and now you can laugh if you want. I understand, but every single day, most people go more ha, 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 ha. I mean, no. You just went egotistical, man. I mean, you just missed the word I. You understand? I mean, never miss your word I. So every single day, focus upon understanding. If you just go and really, really word your sentences in a different way, and stay away from negative people and people who are unaware of the word I. Bro, is that simple? Bro, if you just do that every single day, I mean, understand that no matter what, that if you want a girlfriend or boyfriend, you have to understand you have to have $100 at least in your pocket to be able to take them out every single day to a restaurant, for example. I mean, you have to understand you have to be much more. But what's happening around the world now is understanding that no matter what, that most people are going into 9-to-5 jobs believing that money is everything. Or actually, money is never everything, man. Or actually, the word I is everything. I love you is much more important than money. You understand? I'd rather say I love you. You understand? Unfortunately, if you have somebody who only loves you because of the money, unfortunately you have to find somebody who loves you because of you. You understand? Unfortunately, that's it. Unfortunately, every single day, focus upon understanding that individual is you. You understand? Unfortunately, you have to find yourself. You have to find yourself in who you are. I found myself at 26. I found I at 26. I mean, I found I just last year, which is 27. I mean, at 27, I found I. But either way, I'm making sure I'm always growing myself. I'm always developing my heart out. I mean, just recently, Novak Djokovic won the 9th Australian Open, but nobody around me is talking about it. Understand? I mean, it's been a month. I mean, it's been a month in passing, and guess what? I mean, you have to understand that nobody's even talking about Djokovic winning the Australian Open anymore. Understand? I mean, 9-time champion. I mean, guess what? I mean, either way, I went to Google to search it up. Understand? Because I'm just away from the Serbian scene. I'm away from people. I'm away from everybody. But they never care about people. I mean, they never. I mean, do you hear it? I mean, people never even talking about Djokovic winning the championship. I mean, because guess what? I mean, they never care about him. That's it. I care about him. I care about him. I love that he wins. You understand? I love when you win as well. You understand? I'm not sure though that when you understand every single day, that if you focus upon understanding that is how they're going to treat you too. You're going to win something. You're going to win a jackpot. You're going to have the woman. You're going to have the man or whatever. You're going to have the house or real estate. You're going to have fame. But then they will talk about you. I mean, they'll never talk about you and what your accomplishments are. I mean, understand? I mean, look at Djokovic. I mean, understand, although, guess what? I mean, some individuals will talk about you. Although, I understand either way that people around me for the past month have never even been talking about Djokovic, man. I mean, he's been playing Australian Open, but never even considering that they talk about Djokovic. You understand? Because I talk about Djokovic. I understand every single day. I make sure that no matter what, that I point people in a better direction. So when I point people in a better direction, I point you toward the word I, and then that is how you succeed. You have to understand that now, since I'm always delivering much better content, I understand that there's so much more to visit around Australia and there's so much more to do around the world. But I understand now it's much more that I go and really produce much more music now. I make sure I keep up with my 1 hour videos, but I'm really now developing my nice beautiful strategy of going to the toilet, and when I go to the toilet, I do some aspect of grooming session. So I can either do my eyebrows, I can do my mustache, I can do some shaving around here, I can also have a shower, I can brush my teeth, I can do some razoring around here, and then make sure every single day I can cut my nails and do a pedicure as well. But I understand every single day that with my nails and pedicure, in terms of my nails and cutting my nails and all that, I never do it in the toilet because I just do it outdoors. I do it outdoors now. So when I go outdoors, for example, I understand that when you're cutting your nails, I mean, you click it and then it flies over there somewhere, and you have a bin over here, you have a bin over here, and you cut it, and you're even trying to get into the bin, but you cut it and it goes flying over there somewhere, you know what I'm saying? And then it goes into the freaking carpet, and then guess what happens? You have to get the vacuum. I mean, I never want a vacuum in my life. I never want to vacuum ever again. I mean, you understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, either way, I mean, what I do is I get other people to vacuum for me. I just go to the driveway or wherever. I mean, I get other people to wash my car. I mean, they're washing cars already. I mean, guess what? I mean, here's $20, man. I mean, wash my car, man. I mean, see, man. I mean, saying, I mean, go and, I mean, let them do it. You know, I mean, you never be the one vacuuming. I mean, why? Because it's richer for you to be able to give somebody $20 to do it for you. You understand? You never have to go and do that hard work. We never do physical work. I mean, give other people money to do physical work, and that's it. Because they're already doing it. You understand? I mean, you have to give. You have to give money. So never try to block giving. But I understand every single day that when you really understand to delegate your work to other people. So my YouTube channel, I have over 760 hours of videos and more. I promise you I have over 600 videos online. And guess what? I'm the one who's uploading all those videos. I have over 700 videos online. I'm the one who's uploading all those videos and all those thumbnails you see. I have no coordinator except I. I mean, there's nobody other than I who's doing my YouTube channel and my Instagram. I'm the only one doing it. I mean, there's nobody else that's going to do it for me. I mean, guess what? I mean, if I get somebody else to do it for me, I mean, they want $50 per post. I mean, guess what? I mean, get lost. You understand? I do everything myself. You understand? Because I never need them. You understand? I'm never poor. I'm just somebody who wants to do it myself. You understand? Because every single day I have to learn YouTube myself. I mean, if you just delegate and you're giving people money to do it for you, I mean, how are you learning from that? I mean, how are you learning? I mean, if I always give you money to go and drive the plane for me, I mean, how am I learning from that? I have to go and drive the plane myself to see how I can drive it. You understand? But that's the thing. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you have to understand to learn about that. You have to learn about driving a plane and driving a helicopter. I mean, do it yourself. You understand? But then guess what? I mean, if you understand that you just go and delegate to, I mean, you go delegate that to other people and you give them money in the process, I mean, let them drive your planes. I mean, let them drive your car. I mean, let them drive you. You understand? I mean, while you're actually working and doing a YouTube video in the back. I mean, I can be doing this in the back of a Uber car. I can be talking on a nice, beautiful camera like this while somebody's driving me. I mean, isn't that more valuable? I mean, of course it is, isn't it? I'm very sure, although, I'm very sure if I have to drive, then I have to watch the road. I mean, what's much more valuable? Is it this video for you, or is it me driving or is it me driving me on the road with the steering wheel without doing this video? I wish now it's much more valuable I do this video while I delegate and give money to other people to help me do this video. I mean, you understand? Because instead of me vacuuming now for 20 minutes, I'd rather do 20 minutes of video. You understand? I just gave $10. You understand? So no matter what, somebody else is doing that for me. You understand? I mean, accommodation centers in terms of hostels and motels and hotels, you get a free towel, you get free toilet paper, you get free electricity, you get free bills, you get everything. You understand? I mean, there's no such thing as bills. You understand? Well, you now, if you just go and understand that if you want to rent in life, it's the best way. I promise you, it's the best way to rent today. I promise you, if you want to understand that if you want to live day by day, I promise you, it's the best day. I promise you, it's the best day of your life. I promise you, the best way to live in renting and doing anything in terms of accommodation is rent one day at a time. I mean, one day at a time. I mean, no leases. I mean, never sign a lease in renting in terms of real estate. I mean, do you understand? Because then they keep you 3 months in that area. Understand? And that's what you understand is stuck. You get stuck like that. I love it. I mean, you have to understand that if people get into mortgages today, I promise you, if they get into mortgages, which they owe this much amount of money, and guess what happens? I mean, they have to work a 9-to-5 job. Otherwise, the bank will take away their house. But let them take away your house, and be in debt as well. Understand? Well, now if you be in debt with your mortgage rate, well, now you're unstoppable. I mean, let them take away $3 million from your house. I mean, forget about it. Now at least you save 50 years of your life never working a 9-to-5 job anymore. I mean, what's more important to you? I mean, is it keeping the $3 million house, or is it working a 9-to-5 job for 50 years? I mean, what's more important than you? I understand? I mean, what's much more important? I mean, is it keeping $3 million of what you gave for the house that you live in, or is it working a 9-to-5 job for 50 years? I mean, you have to understand that giving $3 million for that house is much more worth it, isn't it? Or now, yeah. So guess what? You give that money that you gave for the mortgage, right? You forget about it. You let them take it away because you gave it to them. You gave it to them. You gave yourself a better life. Because now, you just never have to work 50 years in a 9-to-5 job, because you're going to move into your parents' house for a bit. And then what's going to happen is you're going to find something better to do. Understand? And you're never going to get yourself in a mortgage rate this time. Because now, you're a free bird. You're free because you never have to work 50 years in a 9-to-5 job. You can work 5 years in a 9-to-5 job now. You can work 5 years, but you save 45 years in a 9-to-5 job. Because that 5 years that you're going to work in a 9-to-5 job, you're going to side hustle and do something else on the side to build your hustle skills in terms of life coaching and singing and acting and dancing and fighting and doing some training or something in terms of courses and teaching people something. And then you're going to understand, you're going to do seminars around the world around that, and you're going to do music production for 5 years, 10 years. And guess what? You're going to build this side hustle, but then you're going to save at least 30 years and 40 years of your life working a 9-to-5 job. And you never have to work a 9-to-5 job for 40 or 30 years. But if you keep the mortgage that you have, then you have to work 50 years in a 9-to-5 job. I mean, that's how it is. Understand? So people are afraid to let go of what they give. I mean, why are you afraid to let go? I mean, guess what? I'm never afraid to do anything. You must understand every single day, focus upon the word I, and then understand every single day that the best way to get out of a mortgage is let the bank keep your house forever, because it's never even yours. I mean, once you give the money to the bank fully, and you gave all the money for that real estate, or it's still never yours. I mean, guess what? I mean, you're going to pass away and you're going to give it to somebody else. I mean, what are you working for? I mean, are you working for somebody else, or are you working for yourself? I mean, guess what? You may say, I'm working for my kids. I want my kids to have everything, man. I mean, how about you, man? I mean, you want to work 50 years in a 9-to-5 job so that your little baby can have a real estate. I mean, isn't that sad for you? And that's so sad. And that's so stupid of you. I mean, why do you want to give your little child a real estate? I mean, let them give it to themselves. I mean, you understand? I mean, let your little child give themselves the real estate. I mean, why do you have to give it to them? I mean, why do you have to spoil them like that? I mean, you want to give them the jets, you want to give them the car, you want to give them $50 billion. I mean, how are they going to make it? I mean, they're just, I mean, it's a given. I mean, you're just going to give it to them. I mean, they're going to wake up with all this money. I mean, they're going to wake up with all the jets, man. I mean, they're going to wake up with all the freaking towers around town. I mean, they own all the land. I mean, now they're a king, man. I mean, a king is given. I mean, a king's a given. I mean, people who become a prince, I mean, they are given. I mean, they have a royal house already. I mean, they're rich already. I mean, that's a given. I mean, they never did anything to earn that. I mean, Prince Harry, I mean, these princes and kings or whatever, I mean, they're people who just are people who have been given that. You understand? I mean, they're just people like that. You understand? But guess what? I mean, they never work for it. You understand? And they never work a day in their life. I understand? I mean, what's Prince Harry doing? I mean, what's he doing today? I mean, just walking around the shops today. I mean, wow, big deal. I mean, wow, and big deal. You understand? I mean, big deal, man. I love it. I mean, guess what? I mean, every single day, I mean, do something much more popular. I mean, go and help people. You understand? I mean, go and help people and you'll understand how to be giving yourself all that. Because it's never about going and giving 50,000 planes to your little kid or giving 50,000 million real estates to give it to your kid to make yourself one big father or something. I mean, teach your kid how to make it on their own. You understand? I mean, teach them. I mean, my kids, I mean, I never get them a car. I'll never get my kids a car. I'll never get them a plane. I mean, if I have a jet, I mean, it's never their jet. I mean, it's never their jet, man. I'm selling the jet right away. I mean, guess what? I mean, after I pass away, I mean, they never have the jet. I mean, they'll never keep the jet. I mean, that money, I mean, guess what? I give it. You understand? But what I teach them along the process is how to keep the money and how to get it on their own. I keep away from them. I have $50 billion in my bank account and more. I never give it to them. I never give it to my kids. You understand? I give it to I. I deserve that. I made that. I made all that money. I want to teach my kid, you're going to be poor in my house. You're going to be poor in my house. You understand? I want you to learn to grow up poor. You understand? Because then you're going to grow rich with me. You understand? I want you to understand how it feels to grow up poor. I mean, Tata, I want the phone. I mean, why do you want a phone? I mean, why do you want a phone? I mean, guess what? I mean, they went to social media. I mean, guess what? I mean, why do you want a social media? I mean, what? I mean, you want to find a girl? You want to find a boy? I mean, guess what? I mean, after you're 18, you can have a boy or girl. You understand? Or no social media. You understand? But what's going to happen is you're going to look at social media with me. And you're going to understand that I give you a certain phone and I'm giving you a certain amount of time to do my work. You understand? I'll make you do my work because you're going to have to do it anyway. You understand? I mean, what do I mean? I make sure you understand that this is how I teach my kids. Watch now, guess what? I mean, everybody is different, but I understand every single day that I'm very successful and more successful than you. You understand? I've done so much more hours of content than you. But my kids are going to have phones and everything in life. I'm going to teach them how to be poor and how to be rich and middle class and how to earn the jet and how to make the riches and how to speak in front of people and what to do. And they're going to do it. Otherwise, you understand? I mean, otherwise, they'll never learn. I mean, I never punish them, but I teach them. I make them aware about what the consequences are. I mean, if you never want to learn from me, I mean, then you're going to screw yourself over. I love that. I understand? I'm here to teach you something. So do you want to follow Tata or not? I mean, I'm very successful. But I never want to give you a phone if you just want to bludge around. You understand? I want you to learn how to use a phone first. I'm giving you a phone and I'm going to check your phone every single day. I want to check your notes. I want to check your homework on your phone. I'll give you some homework every single day. I mean, I want you to write about your life every single day so Tata can see what is going on in your life. You understand? I mean, my daughter and my son and my sons and daughters, I'll give them all phones. I want to check every single one of your stories every single day. I want you to write your stories down. I mean, I want you to put the dates on here. I want you to keep writing your story, baby. I mean, what happened in school? I mean, what happened in your life? I mean, who do you love? I mean, why do you love them? I mean, go and tell me everything in that journal. And then I read their story every single day. I catch up on their story. You understand? Because what happens is, when I was growing up, I realized when I want to talk to my father, in terms of my biological father, about my life, I mean, he never cares about me, man. I mean, he never cares to listen to me. You understand? Rosh, now guess what? I mean, most of the time, he never cares. I mean, I want to tell him this story, but he has no time for my story, man. I mean, do you understand? I mean, he never even teaches me what I teach him. I understand. So what happens is, I want to grow up with my kids and my wife and everything. I want my wife to do it as well. I want my wife to say, hey, I mean, every single day, I want you to write your journal every single day. I want to find out about your life and what happened in your day at work, and what did you do, and where did you go, and why did you go there, and who did you see, and who do you love now? I mean, tell me in your journal as well. I mean, who do you love today? Because maybe you never love me anymore. Understand? I mean, guess what? I mean, every single day, focus upon understanding that your kids are going to write in a journal every single day. And then you're going to get 5 phones from them for a bit of time. You're going to say, give me your phones. You're going to upload it online. I'm going to read it right now. I want to read everything and every single word that went on in your life. I want to find out those ideas for myself. Understand? I want to learn something about your life today. Understand? I understand every single day that it's much more worth it that they write down 50,000 pages so that you can read every single day than you having to sit with them for 50,000 hours to read with them. I mean, what's more important that you understand your kids and wife's story and spouse's story every single day in a journal for, let's say, 10 minutes, you're just reading all the nice, beautiful notes, or sitting down with 10 of them to talk 50,000 years about one day. I mean, what's more important to you? I mean, is it much more worth it to read all their stories in 1 hour? Or is it much more important for you to sit with them for 10 years to read one day? I mean, what's more important? You have to understand to do more anyway. You have to understand every single day do more than anything. You must understand to be consistent about reading your family stories. I mean, make them write in a journal so that they can explain their stories with you. You be the one reading their stories, but make sure they're writing more, because that's how you achieve more. You achieve more by writing more. You teach them how to write. You teach them how to write, and then they start writing, and then you start reading, and then you say, hey, I mean, you see this nice, beautiful thought over here? I want you to understand what this is. And then guess what? You say, you must understand to be more positive about this, because this is what you do. That's it. You make sure you validate their story every single day. I mean, they write you a chapter of their life every single day. You look at it. You say, hey, I mean, you see this, you have a nice, beautiful handwriting over here, but I want you to do better than this. I want you to understand that this is never the way to do it, but the way to do it is this way. Because this is the reason, and this is the reason, and this is the reason, because they taught you that. I'm teaching you this though. I mean, they taught you B, I'm teaching you A. I'm teaching you the word I mean, they're teaching you the word 0. You understand? And there's a big difference. You understand? So I want to go into their life story every single day, and I want to be able to orchestrate my life around their story. You understand? I want to understand everything that happened in their day. I mean, the only way I can do that is that they be writing in their journal daily. I mean, they go to the shops, I mean, write some notes down. I mean, what happened there? I mean, you're going to the soccer field, I mean, what happened on the way there? I mean, write it down. I mean, you went over there, I mean, what happened? I mean, why did that happen? I mean, what did you learn over there? I mean, write it down. All right. You understand? I mean, give it to me. I mean, before 11 a.m., I want to read it. I mean, before 11 p.m., I want the story. You understand? I want to be able to read it. I want to be able to capture my attention every single day. Understand? So every single day, no matter what. I mean, that's how you get to understand your family. I mean, it's that simple. Because otherwise, if they never write a journal, and then and then guess what happens? You are overseas, and they are with their mother or father, and guess what happens? I mean, there's no journals coming to you. I mean, there's no stories coming to you of their day. I mean, make them write you letters, but it's never your letters. I mean, it's more their letters of their legacy. And the more they write about their legacy, and the more they write about everything in their story, I mean, guess what? I mean, when they turn 50 years of age, I mean, they're going to understand what they wrote at 5 years of age. You understand? I mean, they're going to understand what they were writing at that age. You understand? So you have to understand it's more important for you to do so. I did start at 26. I start my nice beautiful journal at 25. But then my journal is leveling up every single day because of my words and conditions and what I do. And now I have no conditions. I'm unconditional. But I understand that what's important is understanding that we have to have a greater legacy for our kids. Understand? Unfortunately, that's it. I never want to be giving you anything that's spoiled. Understand? I want to make sure I'm giving you everything that's my word I. But if you never love my word I mean, then you never ever love anything in life. I love I. I love I. But guess what? I realized many women from the past, I mean, they never go for I. I mean, they go for something around I. I mean, they either go for my house, or they go for my kids, or they go for my garden, or they go for my money, I mean, they go for my hair. I mean, they never go for the word I. I mean, they never want I. I mean, they want something other than I. I mean, those women are never successful for me. You know what I'm saying? Although, guess what? I mean, every single day they're unaware about what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Now, every single day I understand many people in life are just going lost astray and doing nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Now, every single day I'm always writing my journal down so that I'm doing the same thing with you today. I'm writing my journal, but I'm giving it to you daily. I'm giving it to you daily so that you can recap on my life. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's it. I mean, that's what I'm teaching my kids and wife to do. I want you to write your journal too and upload it online so I can see it daily and so I can read your story. Because when you summon 50 billion words of yourself in life, I mean, that's going to stand in this lifetime forever. I mean, people are going to read the story. And that's what I'm teaching my kids from an early age to do, because I want to read their story. You understand? I want to read their story, but I want you to read my story. I mean, what am I doing over here? I'm giving you my journal. I upload one every single day. You come and watch me. And guess what? I mean, now you understand, you're recapping my story. I'm teaching my kids from an early age to do that. I'm teaching my wife straight away to do that. You understand? I understand many women never do that. I understand many people never do that. I mean, they never write a journal about their life. I mean, write about your story is what I'm saying. I'm teaching my kids from 5 years of age and 2 years of age. I'm teaching them to write as quickly as possible. I be with them. I plant the garden, mate. I say, what is this word? I mean, what is this word? I mean, you have to be quick. I mean, no. I mean, never blubber. I mean, what's this word? I mean, what is this word? I mean, be quick. I mean, it's apple. You say apple. I mean, what's this word? I mean, it's horse. I mean, say the word horse. I mean, say it. I mean, what is this word over here? I mean, start teaching the kids really quickly, man. I mean, what do you want? I mean, are you going to say apple? I mean, come on, baby. I mean, come on, baby. I mean, is that how you teach your kids? I mean, until you teach your kids, you understand? I mean, you have to understand every single day. Focus upon understanding. I'm just the word I. But understand that no matter what, I mean, never be doing that. I mean, hello, baby. I mean, hello, baby. I mean, what are you teaching the kid over here, man? I mean, what are you teaching? I mean, say, hey. I mean, can you say apple? I mean, look at this. I mean, show them a little freaking apple. I mean, what the word is. I mean, A and B and C. I mean, you understand? I mean, alphabet. You understand? I mean, you're going to teach them really quickly. You have to feed the child like that. You have to feed them words. I mean, words. I mean, never food and drink, man. I understand Samoan people and people who are Fiji and all that. I mean, they're feeding their kids chicken drumstick and all this chicken and potato, and they're like this, man. I mean, like this all the time. I understand? I always see them like this. I mean, you understand? I mean, why are you feeding them chicken and drumstick, man? I mean, save the chickens, man. I mean, become a vegan. I love everything. I'm just honest. I see many people who are from the Tonga and Samoa, and I mean, they're so big all the time. I mean, the family's always big. I mean, too much eating and food and drink. I mean, what you need to eat in terms of food and drink is the words. I mean, words is eternity. I mean, what am I feeding you here? I'm feeding you chicken. I'm feeding you pasta. I'm feeding you everything in terms of fetish over here, man. I mean, what kind of aspects of life do you want? I'm giving it to you now in my words. I mean, that's everything. I mean, words, everything. I mean, forget this world. I mean, forget the chicken, man. I mean, the chicken's never going to make you happy. I mean, why are you eating the chicken for? I mean, the chicken never makes you happy. I mean, why are you killing the chicken for? You love chicken. I love chicken too. I love chicken so much. I never kill the chicken, man. I love chicken, man. I love beef. I love beef so much. I never kill beef, man. I never killed animals for the beef. I love them so much. I mean, what kind of love do you have for chickens, man? You love chickens so much to kill them. I love chickens so much. I never kill the animals in life. I love all these animals. I never want to touch them. You understand? I never want to walk on rigid grass. You understand? I never want to hurt the plants either. I mean, that's how it is, man. You understand? We never hurt this world. We never try to break anything. We never try to go on fields or somewhere where you can go and damage something. We never try to damage this world. We try to love the world fully. Understand? So teach your kids from an early age. Teach people around you to write a journal. I'm writing a journal all the time right now. I'm teaching my kids the same I teach you. I'm teaching everybody around me this. You must write a journal now. You must start writing about your story. What can a 5-year young child write about their day today? That's the same thing you have to write about. What can a 1-year young child do today? To write in a journal today. How are they going to speak about their life? You have to write about your life like that. You have to be writing about your life. How do people write? How do other people write about their stories? You have to write about your story like this, but in your way. You understand? Go and understand that. Go and understand to be unique upon what you're giving. Understand? I promise you, if you go and really, really understand how to write, you can do anything. Jesus has to understand how to talk. You have to understand how to talk, man. Jesus has to go lead people. You have to go lead people, man. You understand? You have to have your own disciples. You have to have your own crew and your own team members in life. Everybody around me is my team member. I make sure I'm always growing. You understand? Because when I grow, I'm always leading. I'm always making sure that no matter what, I have no fear anymore, man. Guess what? You work a 9-to-5 job, but you never go busking performances. I work a 9-to-5 job, but I still go busking performances. Why, man? Guess what? I become more successful than you because I get to public speak for 2 hours on the street with people while you're working a 9-to-5 job to go to your spouse to have sex with her or him in the kitchen. Understand? While you're having sex with them in the kitchen, I'm in front of people talking. That's the difference between us. Understand? Guess what? Every single day, I understand that no matter what, sex never ever satisfies. Does Jesus Christ have sex? No. Now why? Because Jesus Christ understands that words is everything. Words is how you laugh. Words is how you be happier. Words is how you achieve everything. You have to understand words is how you do it. You understand? If you speak out anything you ever want, that's how you get it. You get it right away. Whatever you want comes true when you speak it. You understand? It's that simple. Now, if you understand the word I even more every single day, and you just understand that all I ever said in this world to summarize is the word I. What did I say in this word? I said word I. That's this whole video. Every single video I ever made in YouTube, I summarize it now. It's just the word I. My life is just the word I. Do you understand that? Everything in terms of my experience that's ever been, I want you to remember me as the word I. That's it. I is everything. I have an I statue in Sydney. You have to understand, to come to my graveyard, I have a nice beautiful temple over here. You understand? I'm a saint in this lifetime. You open the little door and guess what happens? You can see my ashes inside the saint. You understand? You can do anything you want. You understand? Right now, focus upon understanding that I'm something of a legend of this world because I understand the word I. Right now, the disciples of Jesus Christ were unaware of the word I. They were lost astray even with Jesus Christ. What does that say about I? I'm much more aware than them. And they were with Jesus back then. They were with Jesus Christ. And they were unaware. Because Jesus Christ is telling me here, in terms of I, that I'm just somebody who wake up really quick. Understand? I just wake up quick. I wake up quickly in this world. Within 28 years, I understand my word I already. Within 27 years, I just understand, hey, the word I. What if I just come back to the word I all the time as I speak? If I just come back to the word I all the time, if I just keep coming back to the word I all the time and just keep developing the word I again and again and again. What do I mean? I just need to go and keep coming back to the word I as I communicate. I just write more words, but every single word that I speak, I want to come back to the word I again. Now, once I keep coming back to the word I again, now other words will come in. And now when other words come in, the word I plants right now, but then I again start to follow this way because I say so. I now understand. I start the sentence with I. I understand now. I finish with I. I realize now you get the counterbalance of life with I because I now can produce the word I because Jesus Christ says never cut the word I out. I understand. I again understand. I understand. I am the word I. I see how to communicate. I mean, do you see it? I mean, do you see how to communicate with the word I? I am I again. I is a crossword puzzle. I understand I. I'm pulling the I again. I'm giving you the word I. I understand now that to move forward from this point of my communicational skill, I have to again say I, and then guess what? I mean, I can go I in any kind of direction in I. I understand now I need to elaborate more words in my vocabulary with I. I understand now what they mean in terms of I. I understand now that when I go and communicate I and I and I and I mean, all I ever said in my video is I. I mean, that's that, because I is everything. I mean, I is the actual nice, beautiful foundation of my life, because I is who I am. I am now starting again to speak the word I. I now understand that it just makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, guess what? I mean, again, I start with the word I. I understand either way. I mean, do you see how I'm communicating with my word I? I understand either way. I'm teaching you the word I. I mean, I get it again, that I drag all these nice, beautiful words that I have in my word I. I've actually, all I ever have in my life is just I. I mean, that's a metaphor, but that's beautiful. I mean, I now understand how to express myself with other words, with I. I understand, although, that I is who I am. I understand, although, that I never know the word I. I come back to the I only. I never come back to the word beautiful. I never come back to other words except I. I understand? I make sure the beautiful is something of I, nature. I understand, although, that I is something that makes sense with every single other word, because I understand the I frequency. I understand every single day the frequency of I is eternity. I understand, so every single day I'm always learning that if I go and really, really dwell upon the I again, I mean, this is how I talk in my journal all day long, with just my I. I mean, do you understand I? I mean, guess what? I mean, that's how I speak my communicational skills. I look at the word I. I'm here again with the I. I start with the I finish the I. I understand? I again understand that what's in the middle of the nice, beautiful I is I again. Rushing out every single day, I close off my sentences with I close off everything with I open up everything with I attract everything with I make sure I have everything I ever need with ever. With ever in terms of I understand every single day I have everything I ever need in terms of my word I, because all I ever said in this video is I now multiply my success with subliminal language, which is I understand every single day I focus upon different ideas to give you upon understanding my word I, because I understand that's how I speak with the word I understand every single day I'm talking differently, but I'm using the word I all the time. I'm still using the word I, but I'm looking at different aspects of different sequences of sentences to give you with the word I understand every single day that the flower over there is somewhere of a new sentence now. I understand the distance of the sunset is the word I mean, guess what? I mean, now I'm metaphoric. I mean, now I'm looking at the waterfall, but I drag the waterfall into the I, and then guess what? I have the word I mean, guess what? I'm come back to the I again. I'm teaching you the word I so you understand how to use the word I. In a sense, so the I is something of abbreviation that you talk about all the time with your I. I mean, who are you talking with? You're talking with your I. I is everything. I understand that I come back to the I again, because now you must understand I'm learning much more about my I. I mean, I is everything in terms of the Ayukuro as well, which is the word I. I mean, I is you. I mean, I is the question. I is everything. So I focus upon talking with the word I, and I connect the sentences together with the word I. I mean, I again. I understand. I come back to the I drag you again with your word I say I'm now. I'm here. I say, I mean, what do I do now? I mean, what else is it to do? I mean, what are they doing? I mean, I is what they're doing, because I focus on I again. I focus on I again. I mean, how do I speak in front of an audience? I first say, I understand, because I mean, do you understand? I mean, every single day, I go back to the I again. I understand every single day. I mean, that's how I talk. I understand. I talk with the word I hope you understand how to use the word I, because you're going to your journal and write your I out. You understand? That's it. I brush you your journal, it's your video and your audio and also your nice beautiful video. So in terms of your journal writing, in quotes and everything, in terms of I, you You must understand, you focus upon lifting people with the word I. I mean, the word I is everything. You have to understand how to go and lift yourself from this point. Watch now, you have to teach it. You have to understand how to abbreviate it. You have to understand every single day to focus on loving your life. I mean, you understand, because the word I enables you. I mean, understand, because I start with the you also. They're exactly the same as I start with the word you as well. I start with the question as well. I mean, what is it about you? What is it about you? I can say that. I can say, you understand what I mean? I mean, guess what? I mean, I understand what you mean. I mean, do you understand? Because every single day, I'm focusing upon understanding how to communicate better. I'm looking for ways to develop thyself, which is I. I understand, I'm always understanding that I is already developing. I is developing already. I mean, I is complete. I is already complete. You understand? I mean, what do I do now? I mean, I just keep raising the word I. I mean, that's it. I mean, as long as you're raising the word I, you're doing much more. I mean, that's how you do. You have to do much more with your I. I mean, you understand? So every single day you'll go and learn about the word I and how you use it. Every single day in different formats and different ideas. I mean, that's all you're ever doing in videos. I mean, that's all you're ever doing in singing. I mean, that's all you're ever doing with acting. I mean, that's all you're ever doing with life itself and music production and everything. You're just using your word I to sequence your wording in different ways to do more action. And that's it. I mean, if you understand how to do more action now, it's more, talk more, and you're doing more. And that's it. I mean, I'm talking more here, so I'm doing more. I mean, in a sense, so I have to talk more in my daily life to be able to achieve more, and that's it. Unfortunately, every single day I'm always adding value, but I hope you understand the word I.